Hello beautiful, let's eat. Today we're making chickpea tuna with 7 simple ingredients. First we have our fabanaise, which is vegan mayo by Sir Kensington. Next we have our dried garbanzo beans or chickpeas. These are not organic, but lately, for about 3 months now, I've not been able to find dried beans. For some reason, something's going on with the farmers, so I was lucky enough to find this at a little corner market. And it's fine that they're not organic. You can go as organic as possible, but sometimes it's not that possible. So next we have our dried dill weed, and we have our organic red onion, organic celery, key limes, and we have our raw pink Himalayan sea salt. So if you follow me over here, you'll see that these chickpeas, they've opened up. They've been soaking for about 8 to 12 hours, and they're nice and opened up. So you're going to add about 1 tablespoon of your sea salt. And remember, sea salt is very salty. It's more salty than refined salt. So you want to be careful. But with this, we want to add a tablespoon because we want to season it up good. So these will boil for 45 minutes to 1 hour. Or until you can grab one, or you can squeeze it and it mashes. So we'll turn this on for 45 minutes to 1 hour. We'll see you soon, chickpeas. So I'd like to stop and just talk about our ingredients. First, we have our classic fabanaise, which is made from chickpeas. It's a vegan mayo, non-GMO, and it's by a company called Sir Kensington. And if you look at the back of the ingredients, we can pronounce all of them. Sunflower oil, organic aquafaba water, chickpeas, which is chickpeas, fair trade organic cane sugar, sea salt, distilled vinegar water, organic lemon juice, cassia gum and xanthium gum, those are preservatives, and black pepper. And next we have our dried garbanzo beans. Now you're probably wondering or asking, why can't I just use a canned garbanzo bean? Well, the thing about any canned food is there's a lot of chemicals in it, which is linked to different cancers. You could buy cardboard box. They do have cardboard box beans, which would be a little better for you. Just drain them. Those are already been soaked. Those have already been cooked. You could throw them right in the blender and you can go. But I would recommend going the extra mile and just buying some dried ones if you can find them. Just take 1 cup and soak them overnight if you know that this is what you want to eat the next day. Next we have our dried dill, which is just for some flavoring, to give it that kind of tuna fish flavoring. And next we have our organic red onion. Now how do you know a vegetable or any product is organic? Well, you look down here and there's a series of numbers, and if it starts with a 9, then you know it's organic. Next we have our organic celery. Nice and fresh, nice and green. And key limes are difficult to come by, but if you find them, buy enough that your pocket will let you buy. These are $5 a bag. I bought 4 because they're hard to come by. Why key limes? Because they're not hybrid. Any other limes are hybrids. Also, these have seeds, and it's important to have any fruits and vegetables with seeds. And then, of course, we have our raw pink Himalayan sea salt, which you can buy this just in a seasoning by itself. You don't have to buy it raw like this. I was lucky enough to buy it raw. But you can buy any sea salt. It's better than refined salt. Let's go check on our chickpeas. Oh yeah, they're boiling great. So one more thing, you don't want to use sink water. Please don't make the mistake of using sink water. Please go the extra mile for yourself, for your health and your family, and use spring water. Spring water is alive. It doesn't have high levels of metal in it that's been filtered through your city or not filtered through your city. So when you fill up your chickpeas to boil, make sure you put double amount of spring water. chickpeas are finally done after boiling on high for 1 hour in 10 cups of water to 1 cup of soaked overnight chickpeas. And you can tell they're done because they're just mashing right in my hand, and it almost looks like mashed potatoes a little bit. So once we put it inside the food processor, it'll all mash up nicely. So first, a little bit of water that's left, we'll strain it out. And we'll add these to the blender, to our food processor, not the blender. You're gonna need a food processor for this, everyone. So if you don't have one, now's the time to go on Amazon, which I'm sure they have great deals for food processors. And we're gonna put these on high setting. Turn it on. We're gonna put it on high set, 1 minute. Now after 1 minute, you should see that your chickpeas are starting to cake up on the sides of the food processor, and that's how you know that it's done. So we're gonna open this up, take this out, and just kind of glide down the sides with your spatula, all the caked up sides. Just move it around. And this is where you can taste it, and if it's not as salty as you like it, you can add more salt. Okay, I just added another tablespoon to mine. And you can add a salted taste. So from here, we're gonna add our dill weed for flavoring. I would say 3 shakes. 1, 2, 3. You can add a little bit more if you'd like. I like a little bit more, so I usually do about 4 or 5. 4, 5. Just as long as you can see the dill throughout, then you're okay. I don't usually do measurements, but if you prefer measurements, I would say 1 teaspoon of dill. And then from there, you can add a little bit more if you'd like. But if you can see the dill, the green dill going throughout. And you don't want too much dill because it's gonna taste too dilly. You don't wanna be silly. And so now I have 1 stick of celery all chopped up nice and fine, and then I cut about 1/4 of the onion, maybe a little less than 1/4, all chopped up nice and fine. I have 2 key limes here ready to go, ready to be squeezed. So we'll just add all of this right in there. My eyes are a little watery from the onions. You know, there's a trick to not getting your eyes watered from chopping an onion. If you soak the onion in cold water before you chop it, then you won't be a blubbering mess. And everyone won't think you're so sad while you're cooking, when it's really just the onion. So make sure you take out your little seeds. Just pop them out with a knife. Just squeeze that right in. Pop them right out. Oops, we've got a couple of seeds in here. Lastly, we're gonna add our fava beans. Now with this, I don't really have an exact measurement. I would just keep pouring until your liking. Some people like their tuna fish a little drier. Some people like their tuna fish a little more wet. I like mine in the middle. So I would just keep going until to your liking, pretty much. So that's 1 spoonful, 2 spoonfuls. This usually does it for me anyways. You can see it right there. Make sure you get the sides. You can transfer all this to a bowl, but I prefer to just keep everything right in the food processor, and then I transfer it to a bowl. So as you can see, it's starting to look like chickpea tuna. Well, tuna fish, mock tuna fish. Look at that. Look at that texture. Beautiful. And it starts turning into tuna fish, but chickpea tuna. Look how beautiful that is. And there you have your chickpea tuna. Let's make sandwiches. Come on over, bring the chips. Hey beautiful, let's eat. Thank you, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Hello Beautiful, Let's Eat.